So we're closing in on one of the most outrageous quarters of football you'll ever see, in which a team that had no playoff chances ruined the chance of another team to make the playoffs by basically turning the game into an exhibition game and putting in their third or fourth string quarterback when they had a perfectly fine quarterback ready to play and ready to go who played the first three quarters. And this is now the last minute of the game. And you're going to get to see the quarterback, the third, fourth string quarterback, who the Eagles went with for the entire fourth quarter. And you're just going to see some really profoundly poor play. Let me fast forward so that you can just start to see. Okay, here we go. This is who the Eagles went with. Actually, they're punting now. So in a moment, you're going to see. Let's just fast forward. We want to get to the quarterback. I just want you to. So anyway, these are the Giants, kind of like they don't understand what's going on. They were twittering, they were rooting for the Eagles, and then the Eagles coach just comes and puts in, that's Jalen Hurts, that's the guy who should have been in there, and they just kept him on the side. Well, what a humiliation to do to a quarterback, to actually say, you know what, we're going to turn this into an exhibition game. So this is the quarterback now. He's had the whole fourth quarter. He's had time to warm up and do something. There's now 55 seconds left. He's got to score a touchdown, and he's dumping off little 5-yard passes. And that's like what he does. You'll see over the next, there's 50 seconds left in the game. So, but the deal is this. The Eagles hurt so many people by doing what they did. They hurt the Giants. They hurt fans who thought they were watching a game with playoff implications. They turned the fourth quarter of a game that had playoff meaning, that related to who would make the playoffs, into an exhibition. And at the NFL, they hurt the advertisers because as the game wore on, and I heard the announcers making jokes over, look at that. That's how you're trying to win the game with that quarterback, making a play like that. So now it's now it's third and fourth. Again, there's only 44 seconds left in the game. It's still 2014. It was within a touchdown. And they never put Hurts back in the game. So, if you're an advertiser and fans see the game turn into a joke, after they've been watching for an hour or two, they suddenly get angry. And then they see your product advertised, and they associate your product with the crap that the Eagles coach pulled on the country. The Eagles coach had no right to do what he did. Because to say that, well, I had to see if my third or fourth string quarterback was any good, as if that somehow justifies, you can try him, but once it's obvious after the fumble, after the sack, and after the interception that he doesn't have it, then you got to bring Hurts back in and give him a chance. And they didn't do it. I mean, look at this poor guy. I mean, what an offense to him. Anyway, I'm demanding, and if you agree with me, Twitter, maybe we'll even start a petition on change.org. The Eagles, look at this. This is, well, he did get a first down. I'll give him that. I mean, okay, wow. Okay, so we had like 3 good plays out of about 15. That doesn't cut it. Not in the fourth quarter of a game. I mean, you're going to now see a bunch of pathetic passes. There's 18 seconds left. You think he'll fling it down the field, right? That's as close as he got. That was it. That was, after that, the rest of it was a joke. There's still 11 seconds left. You think he's going to air it out? No, he's not going to air it out. So, he literally just, okay, so here's the deal. The Eagles need to give a draft pick to the Giants for this clown show that they put on in the fourth quarter. The NFL needs to find the Eagles, and the coach needs to apologize to everybody and consider resigning for what he did. If he doesn't think he needs to apologize to anybody, he should just be fired. I'm not connected to these teams. I'm a Browns fan. I'm in the other conference, but I mean, look at that. This isn't a quarterback who's ready to be out on the field. I mean, he may have a future someday, but it wasn't today, and it wasn't for the fourth quarter. If you're even going to pull a stunt like this, You want to put him in for the first quarter, and then if he showed any success, you keep him in. And if he doesn't, you take him out, and Hurts finishes the game. That you don't put him in the fourth quarter. You don't deceive people for 3 quarters into thinking they're watching a meaningful game with playoff implications, and then just pull the rug out on everybody. The NFL needs to come down hard on the Eagles for doing this. Really hard. They need to take a draft pick away from the Eagles and give it to the Giants. This has never happened before. This joke has never happened before. And now that betting is legal, you have to start to wonder, what was the coach thinking? Why did he do it? I mean, you almost have to have the FBI investigate. Why did the Eagles throw the game in the fourth quarter when the game was meaningful, and they took out a talented quarterback and put in somebody who they had just wasn't ready, especially to be there in the fourth quarter? So, and if you want, go to YouTube, watch this game. This is the Redskins versus the Eagles, final game of the 2020 season, Week 17. Look at the transcript. You can click and look at the transcript. Listen to what the announcer said. I mean, they were stunned. They were stunned that this level of narcissism, because this was narcissism. The Eagles coach must have a narcissistic personality disorder, in my opinion. Because anybody who would say, you know what, I need to see what my quarterback can do in the fourth quarter of a game that has playoff implications. The only reason I can think of is you're deciding whether or not you're going to draft a quarterback. But guess what? If you're willing to do what you did in the final game of the season that had playoff implications, and you hurt so many people, from the advertisers to the fans, to the NFL, to their product, to the whole idea that on any given Sunday, any team will try to win, other than the Jacksonville Jaguars. If you're willing to throw all that away, you need to be punished. Okay? That's it. So the Eagles need to give up a draft pick and give it to the Giants. The Eagles coach needs to apologize, beg for forgiveness, possibly, how about fining them $500,000 and donating that money to families who are struggling right now and probably are watching the game because it's the one thing they could do while they're sequestered in their home. And they got to watch what happened in the fourth quarter? Are you kidding me? That's like psychological warfare. So a lot needs to happen, and it starts with the NFL and the Eagles. All right? And I'm suggesting even a petition demanding that the NFL fine the Eagles and that the Eagles give a first, second, or third round pick to the Giants for this fiasco that they did in the final game of the year that had playoff implications. This has never happened before. That's why this is a big deal. And we don't want it to ever happen again.